Good evening, hello. 1 minute until we're starting this evening's round of the Quiz at 8, which is the 25th. Crikey, wasn't expecting that. The 25th round of our quiz. Started off as the quarantine quiz. Evening to Daniel and Adrian. Hello to Tom. And Sophie, we're assuming. I hear we've got a birthday today as well, by the way. So the birthday balloons are back out. There you go. Birthday balloons are back out. It is Judith's birthday today, I've been told. So I don't know if she's here yet. There you go. There she is. Evening, Judith. Apparently it's your birthday. Happy birthday. Hope you had a lovely day. Whatever it is that you have got up to on this fine day. There we go. Starting off with some fun news. It's a birthday special. Evening, Neve as well. And Ollie, of course. And of course, evening to Barney. Barney gets his shout out straight away. And Steve. Yeah, see, so many birthdays. We do like getting the balloons out. We love getting the balloons out. Right, so it's another 20 question general knowledge quiz this evening. 30 points are available, and one of those points comes from the shout out. So if you've already had your shout out, you've already got 1 point, and we've not even started the quiz. But if I haven't yet shouted you out, do just get involved in the chat through the quiz. If I read out one of your messages or give you a shout out, then you take a bonus point, and that can get you to hopefully a perfect score of 30. Right, let's get started with question number 1. This question here. What element has the atomic number 1 on the periodic table? What element has the atomic number 1 on the periodic table? So we'll start with a nice round of shout-outs as well. We've got Martin West and the West family. We've got Claire. We've got the birthday girl, Judith, of course. Am I cold? Yes. I've been cold all day because of this wind that's going through the place. 50-mile-an-hour gale force winds. My goodness, it's like winter again. Number 2. Which soft drink is also a club that George Michael sang about? Which soft drink is also a club that George Michael sang about? That is question number 2. Evening to Uncle Howard, who is 2 meters away from his TV. And evening to Josh as well. I hope you're keeping a safe distance from your screen. Daniel's wondering why the science questions are always easier than the English ones. Well, it just shows my level of understanding of the science. Number 3. I was expecting the weather to be slightly warmer than it was. Name the popular ice lolly. Name this ice lolly. Last week we did pasta shapes. A couple of weeks ago we did fruit. Now we're doing the big boy stuff. Name the popular ice lolly. Not my favourite, actually, this one. I don't like ice lollies. Much prefer an ice cream. Number 4, coming up. Keynote is Apple's equivalent of which Microsoft software? Keynote is Apple's equivalent of which Microsoft software? That's number 4. Next one is number 5. Twesty, hello to you. Name the celebrities of the future. Now what we've done here is we've got celebrities' photos and they've gone through one of those weird photo aging apps. So this is what apparently they will look like in the years to come. So see if you can recognise them. 2 celebrities there. And apparently if the aging apps are correct, this is what they're going to look like in a few years' time. For one of their sake at least, I hope this app isn't accurate. I won't say which. Number 6 coming up. Here we go. Oh, Claire says that woman looks about 16. Well, I think she probably was about 16 when the photo was taken. Eric Carle, this is number 6. Eric Carle wrote a children's book about which very hungry animal? Eric Carle wrote a children's book about which very hungry animal? And if you're thinking that the science questions were easy, surely this is an easy English one. Eric Carle wrote a children's book about which very hungry animal? Number 7. Who was the original host of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Who is the original host of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Oh! Jane's finding it a difficult quiz tonight, but she could surprise herself. I have full faith in you. I think we're going to get great scores come the end. And remember, if you're not happy with your score, just times it by 10. That was the literature question. Number 8 is one of our word games. I love this one. Itty Bitty Word Game. Your clue today is very different. Very different. And you are looking for an 8-letter word in this grid. So, Itty Bitty Word Game. There's an 8-letter word in this grid. And your clue, very different. We're only at question number 8. That's a quarter of the questions that you've known, Jane. You're in with a chance. That was an intentional cough, Caitlin. Absolutely right. Hopefully no COVID-19 round here. Definitely a cough, but it looks like that wasn't an intentional wink. No way, Tom. That's amazing. Tom met the original host of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire on a plane and got an autograph and everything. All of his hand luggage? Everything. It's amazing. Generous man. Question number 9. What is the most common blood type? What is the most common blood type? And don't put red. What is the most common blood type? Question 10. Here we go. Name the TV show and the original channel that it was broadcast on. You get 2 points for this, so 1 point for each part of the question. The TV show and the original channel that it was broadcast on. They play repeats of this non-stop. Alright, moving on to question number 11. Who was the first black president of South Africa? Who was the first black president of South Africa? I'd offer a bonus point if you know the year, but I don't know the year either, so so no bonus points there. Who was the first black president of South Africa? Question number 12. 5 points available. 5 points available. I'll just pop the balloons away for you just a moment. They'll come back out, but just so you can see them all properly. Can you name these logos? So can you name these logos? 5 logos up there. I've tried to take out any hugely identifying names across them. But hopefully you'll get 5 points anyway. Does anybody have any chocolate left in their house after yesterday? Our chocolate pile very much decreased in size. Evening, Holly. Thank you very much. I'm pleased you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed your snacks alongside it as well, whatever you were enjoying. Of course, we'll be looking for themes for this Sunday's quiz coming up at some point. Wednesday we'll probably go for some nominations of some themes. See if you can beat chocolate. It was a good one. Question number 13. Which of these is the odd one out? Which of these is the odd one out? Running, cross, needle, catch. Which of these is the odd one out? Running, cross, needle, catch. I think this is going to be very easy for some players of the quiz. Got certain people in mind. Oh, a toffee crisp bar for later. Toffee crisps. And we didn't manage to sneak a toffee crisp into yesterday's quiz. We do like a toffee crisp. Martin's going for an 80s party for the theme for next Sunday. I'll have to get my neons on. 14. What is the national drink of Scotland? What is the national drink of Scotland? The next one, of course, is our singing computer. Question number 15. I've taught the computer another song, and all you need to do in order to get the point is give us the name of the song and the original recording artist. Now, I know for sure that you will be aware of this song. You will be aware of it. It's whether you recognise the computer's rendition. Got to be honest, though. The computer's quite good at this one.
I like big butts and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny that when a girl walks in with an itty bitty waist and a round thing in your face, you get sprung.
You know it. But do you know what it's called, and do you know the original recording artist? That's the big question. We will play it one more time for you, so have a listen if you didn't get it the first time.
I like big butts and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny that when a girl walks in with an itty bitty waist and a round thing in your face, you get sprung.
There you go. I could in fact join in with some dance moves, but it's probably not worth it. Liquidized deep fried Mars bars. As the national drink of Scotland. We'll put the balloons back up. I've never had the deep fried Mars bar. I'm not convinced that it would be a great idea, but it is a thing up there. I don't know why it's a thing. Caroline knows it. Name escapes her, but she knows it. Everyone knows this song. We all know the song. You're looking for your clues. Question number 16. Oh, here we go. New one for us. Picture question worth 2 points. Can you name these Cub Scout badges? Can you name these Cub Scout badges? You get 1 point for each. Certainly worth having a guess, even if you're not entirely sure. I'm pretty sure that these badges were supposed to be quite obvious. You can hear my mum calling my dad for some support on this question. Alright, just a moment more with this one, then we're going to move on to question number 17. Here it is, number 17. Complete the name of this fizzy drink. Now, I've taken away all of the vowels. So you've just got consonants left. But it is MNTNDW. What is that drink? Complete the name of this fizzy drink. MNTNDW. Neve knows the brownie badges. Do they look notably different then? I should throw in some brownie badges for good measure. To be honest, Neve, you're all about the brownies. Brownie badges, brilliant chocolate brownies. And my sister's got an ironing badge from Brownies. I got the ironing badge from Cubs. I was in the Cubs. I had a sleeve full of badges, and somewhere, I don't know if it's in the loft or hidden away in a drawer somewhere, will be my jumper. We've not got rid of it, and it was teeming with badges. I loved Cubs. Brilliant. Question number 18. Which dairy item is typically put in a butter dish? Difficult question for number 18. What dairy item is typically put in a butter dish? Number 19. is now a Boris or bluff. Last week we did Trump tweet or not. This week it is Boris or bluff. So is this a quote from Boris Johnson or not? Here's the quote. I'm not worried about the deficit. It's big enough to take care of itself. Is that a Boris Johnson quote or is it not? So I'm not worried about the deficit. It's big enough to take care of itself is today's number 19 Boris or bluff question. Neve still has her sash with all of the badges on. Oh yeah, the brownies wear them on a sash. I like that from Tom. If she's got a brownie badge, why doesn't she do the brownie badge? If she's got an ironing badge, why didn't she do the ironing then? I didn't know she was so qualified. Right, number 20 in the final one. It's a tricky one this time. And it's going to be a puzzle. It's always a double point puzzle. See if you can solve it. For 2 points, solve this puzzle. A detective who was mere days from cracking an international smuggling ring has suddenly gone missing. At his last known location, you find a note. This is the note on the screen. 710, 57,735, 34, 5,508, 51, and 7,718. Currently, there are 3 suspects, Bill, John, and Todd. Can you break the detective's code and find the criminal's name? So this is our double pointer, number 20. Tricky one, but I'm sure you can do it. A detective who was mere days from cracking an international smuggling ring has suddenly gone missing. At his last known location, you find a note. They're the numbers 710, 57,735, 34, 5,508, 51, 7,718. Currently, there are 3 suspects, Bill, John, and Todd. Can you break the detective's code and find the criminal's name? Oh, Caitlin's saying that they've got rid of sashes in the brownies now. What do they use their sleeves to? Claire, I agree. It's a really tricky one. It's a really tricky one. But Martin's got it. Martin's got it. He says he's got it. If you can see it, you get it. It's like, as soon as I've explained the answer, you'll get it immediately. The issue is, you need to get it before I explain the answer in order to get the points. Won't be long. We'll be going through the answers, and then Martin, you can share how you worked it out. I'm impressed. You did work it out pretty quickly. I'm going to give it just 10 more seconds on the screen, and then we'll take it off and we will start to go through the answers. Right, okay, it's time to go through the answers now, so no cheating please, it's got to be written down to get yourself that point. Let's see how well you've done. Starting off with number 1. What element has the atomic number 1 on the periodic table? What element has the atomic number 1 on the periodic table? That one is hydrogen. Hydrogen. That's question number 1, hydrogen. Number 2. What soft drink is also a club that George Michael sang a song about? I should have saved this one for the 80s quiz. If Sunday's theme does end up to be 80s, could have used this one. It's Tropicana. Club Tropicana. Tropicana. That is the answer there. Number 3. Name the popular ice lolly. Well, they think they're fab, but I don't. But that is the name of them. Fab. F-A-B, Fab. These are the Fab buns. 3 layers, chocolate at the top and dipped in what's-its, whatever they're called. I just find that ice lollies, ironically, burn my teeth. I try and avoid them. Oh, my mum loved that song, Club Tropicana. There's a hut for everyone. Something like that. Number 4. Keynote is the Apple equivalent of which Microsoft software? Keynote is the Apple equivalent of which Microsoft software? It's PowerPoint. PowerPoint's such an influential software that people don't call them a slideshow. I'm going to do a slideshow. If you say, I'm going to do a PowerPoint. Yeah. Number 5. Oh, they're called hundreds and thousands. That's what they're called. Not What's-Its. That's the orange crisps. 5. Right. Name these celebrities of the future. On the left, not looking so good. It's Ariana Grande. On the right, it's Robert Downey Jr. There you go. Oh yeah, I don't have the picture of them younger this time. So you'll just have to take my word for it. Ariana Grande and Robert Downey Jr. Right, Eric Carle wrote a children's book about which very hungry animal. Well, you got Ariana Grande right there. It wasn't Johnny Depp. I can see what you mean. Well done, Tom. They've got both of them. Number 6, Eric Carle. He wrote a book about a very hungry caterpillar. Very hungry caterpillar. And I found a very hungry caterpillar on one of my lemon trees the other day, having a nibble, so I got rid of him. Number 7, who was the original host of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and also a plane buddy of Tom? It's Chris Tarrant. Chris Tarrant. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Number 8. Itty Bitty Word Game. So inside this grid is an 8-letter word that works with the clue very different. Can you find this 8-letter word? 8-letter word in this grid. Very different is your clue. The word we're looking for is abnormal. Abnormal. Here are the letters as highlighted in yellow. Abnormal was what we were looking for there. Clue was very different. Number 9. What is the most common blood type? The most common blood type is A, B, pluses, negatives, O, and that's the answer. O. O is the most common of the blood types. O. Big O. Number 10, 2 points available, so please take both if you can. Name the TV show and the original channel that it was broadcast on. The TV show is Frasier. Frasier. The original channel that it was broadcast on was NBC. NBC. Though now it's just playing on repeat on Channel 4 every morning. Frasier, followed by Frasier, followed by Frasier. Number 11. Who was the first black president of South Africa? First black president of South Africa was Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela was the answer to that one. Judith is very behind due to the buffering. I think it's all the birthday celebrations. But hopefully the buffering will stop for you and you'll be able to catch up. Question number 12. Can you name these logos? We've got 5 points available for question number 12. And we'll start in the left-hand side and work our way around. So the left-hand side, that red box, is Lego. Lego. Then moving on round, we'll go to the top. That's Mazda. Followed by Fiat. So you got 2 cars at the top there. Mazda followed by Fiat. And then you've got Life's Good is LG. Sort of gives it away there, doesn't it? LG. And in the middle is MGM, the studios. MGM Studios. So you got Lego, Mazda, Fiat, LG and MGM. Hopefully getting you a good set of 5 points there. 5 points available. I really like the old Fiat Cinquecento. Oh, they're so sweet. I drove one of the newer ones a few years ago, and I have to be honest, it wasn't the best car to drive. particularly not on hills. But it's fine. It was a nice looking thing. 13. Which is the odd one out? Running, cross, needle, or catch? Which of those is the odd one out? I'm expecting correct answers from Sophie and Neve on this one. And hopefully everybody else as well, but at least those two. Which of these is the odd one out? Running, cross, needle, or catch? The answer to that is needle. Needle. It is the odd one out. The reason being the rest of them are all types of stitch. Running stitch, cross stitch, catch stitch. But needle is not a stitch, it's what you use. So there you go. Number 14. What is the national drink of Scotland? What is the national drink of Scotland? It's Scotch whiskey. Scotch whiskey. There you go, Scotch whiskey. Well, you had the right idea, Claire. You had the right logic. But apparently catch is a type of stitch. Uncle Howard says he had a Fiat 500L and a milk float overtook him. Yeah. Here we go then. Singing Computer, can you name the song and the original recording artist? So let me play it for you one more time. Very classy song today.
I like big butts and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny that when a girl walks in with an itty bitty waist and a round thing in your face, you get sprung.
And the answer to that is Baby Got Back, and it's by Sir Mix-a-Lot. Baby Got Back by Sir Mix-a-Lot, and it's one that everybody knows, but people forget the name of the song because everyone knows it as the Big Butts song. I like big butts and I cannot lie. Number 16. Can you name these Cub Scout badges? Can you name these Cub Scout badges? They look very different from the badges that are sewn onto my old sleeve. I seem to remember there being triangles, not circles. Might be wrong, but I think they were triangles and they were definitely green. But anyway, the points this time go to Artist on the left. That is your Artist badge. And on the right, it's Fire Safety. Fire Safety. So you get 2 points for this question. 1 point for Artist and 1 point for Fire Safety. Hopefully you managed to guess that and take 2 points. Claire has never heard of that song. That means that you are clearly a hugely civilized person, Claire. Way more civilized than than the rest of us. And apparently it made it into Friends, but I've not watched Friends, so I wouldn't know. Apparently that was in Friends. Right, number 17. Complete the name of this fizzy drink. I took away the vowels and I gave you MNTNDW. And that, if you put the vowels back in, is Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew is the name of the drink. Never drunk it myself, but apparently it's quite popular. Number 18. What dairy item is typically put in a butter dish? I wonder what that could possibly be. I think we will go with butter. Butter. No, it wasn't the arsonist badge, Sophie. I don't think they teach that in Cubs. Number 19, Boris or Bluff. The quote was this: I'm not worried about the deficit. It's big enough to take care of itself. So that was our quote. I'm not worried about the deficit. It's big enough to take care of itself. The big question here is this a real Boris Johnson quote or is it a bluff? Well, we'll see. Neve, you might put margarine in the butter dish, but margarine is not a dairy product. Yes, certainly. Certainly, very discerning. Martin Hyman is going with bluff on this one. My mum's going with bluff. Neve is going with bluff. Martin West is saying this is Boris. Michelle's gone with bluff. Caroline bluff. Judith bluff. The majority saying bluff here with this. The majority today is correct. This one is a real quote from Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan was the one who said this, but it was not Boris. And so if you put bluff, please take yourself a point for number 19. There you go, well done, Michelle. It is indeed Ronald Reagan. Number 20, and our final one, and this is the double point puzzle. Martin, now is your time to get in those comments and tell us how you worked it out. I'll read it out whilst you do that. A detective who was mere days from cracking an international smuggling ring has suddenly gone missing. At his last known location, you find a note. 710, 57,735, 34, 5,508, 51, and 7,718. Currently, there are 3 suspects: Bill, John, and Todd. Can you break the detective's code and find the criminal's name? Well done. We're seeing some great correct answers here. It is indeed Bill. Bill is the criminal that we need to arrest, and as Martin said, it's upside down. Turn upside down. Josh there. Steve's got it. Sophie's got it. Bill is boss. He sells oil. It's essentially, if you just read the numbers upside down like you would on an old calculator, the scientific calculator thing, you would see the words spelled out for you. Bill is boss. He sells oil. So well done if you worked out that one. We're going to have another one of those similar but different tomorrow for our double point puzzle at the end. So remember, double point, if you got it correct, please take 2 points for the final question. So it is now time to tally up your scores. Let's see how well you've done this evening. I'm expecting some good scores, especially with the multiple point questions. It sounds like you did well on them. So we will see exactly how well and who has taken away the non-existent trophy at the end of our 25th round of our quarantine quiz. Of course, we're back tomorrow for another round at 8 o'clock. And every night this week until Thursday. On Thursday, we vote for the theme. On Sunday for our big theme special. So looking forward to finding out what that's going to be later on in the week. I was just reading Martin's comment upside down. So we're starting off the scoring here with Holly's score of a great score of 24 points. 24-point, great one there, well done. Starting with Holly. Claire got 22. Martin and the family in Manchester got 22 as well. 22 for Neve. 22 for a lot of people tonight. 19 for Caroline. 20 for my mum. 23 for Josh. 19 for Auntie Cheryl and Uncle Simon in America. 24 for the Wests. Great score. 17 for my grandma. 19 plus a bonus 10 because it's your birthday, so that makes 29 for Judith. 23 for Adrian and Daniel. 18 for Jane. 19 for Caitlin. Not bad, not bad. 26 for Michelle. Samuel was the one who got the Reagan quote. 27 for Tom. My mum's saying, well, Judith is clearly the winner at 29. It is her birthday. The balloons are there for her. Oh, that is Sophie and Tom on 27. Sophie and Tom. So 27 or 29 are the current winners of this evening's quiz, depending on how you want to play it, depending on whether you're in the birthday spirit. So unless somebody else is going to come in with a 28, a 29, or a 30, then I think we're going to call it. And we're going to split the winnings here, and we will say, as a special birthday present, we add those 10 bonus birthday points to Judith. So congratulations, Judith, and happy birthday again. And without the birthday bonus, Sophie and Tom are 27. That's a great score this evening as well. Looking forward to tomorrow evening, of course, at 8 o'clock. And it's looking, again, tight at the top. So we shall see who wins tomorrow's round. 8 o'clock, right here. Feel free to share the link with anybody who you'd like to invite to join us. And have a lovely day in the meantime. I'll see you then. Bye-bye. 17 for Rachel. Well done. 38 for Uncle Howard.